Alright, so I'm going to go to options. I'm going to show you. So I set the time to 70. That's the highest. Time difficulty is the easiest. The customers will give you more time. Traffic is the easiest because the traffic hit detection is terrible. So put it on the lowest unless you're really, really, really good, because I've hit vehicles that I didn't think I was going to hit, and I've gone through vehicles that I was sure that I was going to hit. So I don't understand it. So now we're going to do normal rules, and we're going to go to City 1, and we're going to pick up 43 customers. That's what I have here. 43. Could be 42. I might be off by one. So we're going to go with Gus. He's got a narrower vehicle. So does Gina. I don't know if their hitbox is smaller or bigger, but I assume it's smaller. So I just go with him just in case. So we're going to pick up the guy on the right. And he's going to the cable car stop A. So we're going to boost and we're going to get there as quickly as possible, and we're not picking anybody up here. We're going to turn, we're going to go up the road, and we're going to turn down Fresh Tree Street on the left and pick up customer number 1, or the first one you see. So get perfectly to him. And he goes to munch a pizza. And so the way this pattern works is we're going to go forward 3 laps. Then the game is going to take us right where we started at the university, and we're going to start going backwards for 3 laps. And then that should be 43 customers if I counted them right. Okay, so we're going to stop here at the Pizza Hut. Don't pick nobody up here. Like, make sure you don't stop at all. You don't want no green arrows. We're going to Popcorn Mania. And we're going to pick up the furthest customer from you, which is this guy. You want to go in the car parking garage here so you can have less turns and avoid traffic. And so the map is the same as original West Coast. So you're going to just follow like if that was KFC. And we're going to go up to the church. Park on the right side in the red as far off as you can, because you can pick her up by accident, so we're going to drive off because we're not getting her. We're going to the heliport. And we're going to pick up the red customer on the left on the heliport. So he's taking us to the RB station, which is just up ahead. And we're going to pick up customer on the left, right up here. So we're going to park right next to him, just to avoid any accidental. We don't want to go in reverse. So now we're going to the mall, West Gate. And we'll be picking up the customer on the left when we get to the mall, because he's going to take us to Crown Arena. And Crown Arena is going to give us our first OP customer, who gives us like 235 seconds. They will give you less time if you set the difficulty higher, so just keep that in mind. If you want your times to be exactly as shown, they set the difficulty all the way down to easy for customer difficulty, because you get more time. I think on the hardest difficulty, the 235 seconds turns to like 170 something. So we're picking up this guy. So we're going straight to Crown Arena. Just be careful up here because we're not picking up the closest one to us. We're picking up the guy further up. So we're going to stop next to him. See, 235 seconds. I believe it's 179 if I remember correctly when you set to highest. You can drive in the grass, drive in the water. It doesn't slow you down. You can't hit the trees because they're not solid objects. There are some solid objects in this game, like vehicles. There are a few signs, like the Joe's Diner, which is the KFC. The signs there are solid. The poles at the Levi, which is, I forget what it's called at the moment. It was the Levi's shop. There's some poles. You would think that they're not solid objects, but they are. Go on the left here. Traffic's is headed at you, but there's less turns. So, you know, whatever your preference is here, whatever makes you feel more comfortable. So this is one full lap, right? And so we're going to continue going forward. Gonna go all the way down here. And we're going to stop at the red marker at the far corner on the left. So we can probably pick up this customer here, see? This way we don't have to drive to her. She does complain though. Steering is different. Whenever you're going full speed versus not, your steering is different. So that's why my car is like veering all over the place. We're gonna pick up this customer here. She's the cafeteria. Going to Popcorn Mania. And we're not picking up anybody else at the Popcorn Mania yet. We're saving that customer for when we come in reverse. So don't get too close to him. We're in the middle of the park here, and we're going to pick up the red customer, the furthest one from you. Again, parking garage. And from here, we're actually going to turn around. There's not going to be very many instances of that. But we're going to this J&L warehouse. These poles right here. So we're picking up the gold one on the right. Those poles are solid objects. You can't just, I mean, you could drive between them if you're good, but those signs are solid objects, so you can't go through them. So it's weird. It's like the game wasn't finished and they did some of these things. So we got a ways to go. We're going to the baseball stadium. We're going to take a shortcut here too. And pick up the first customer. And she's going to the hospital. And just remember this turn here. This is the freeway. It gets difficult avoiding traffic. That's why I put the traffic on the lowest. should have just went around the other way. But anyway, so we're going to get this customer here on the left. I don't know why I followed the arrow that time. Normally I don't. I just go around the other way. Customer on the right. And when we get to the hotel, just follow this back wall here, back road. You can cut through here if you want. I don't know if it's a shortcut, but one time it glitched on me and it made the mall tunnel look bigger, longer. So we're picking up this customer here, the first one you reach. So you can drive in the water, there's no issue there. Your boosting is the same as the original Crazy Taxi. The timing is just slower. So you don't press the combo as fast because you have to count for the game lag. So we're going to reverse, pick up this customer. These cars will turn right, so just be careful. I don't want to get too close because some of them cars you're like, oh, I'm good, I'm not going to hit them, but you will. Stay on the left here. It's up to you, but that's where I do. I stay on the left. I used to go on the right side out of habit, but I just had to keep reminding myself. Like, when I reach to the point, like, go on the left side, go on the left side, it's easier. So Fresh Tree Street. I'm picking up the second customer, the one we left behind. Watch out for ghost cars. That. So when you see my limiter cut boost, you see that's the timing. That's fine because my stop is right here, but I'm not picking this one up, I'm picking up this one. So the game's gonna tell me, turn around. Okay, so now we're going to KFC. Seems like I thought I was going to hit that car. I didn't see that one coming until it was too late. So when we get up here, stay on your right side and go behind this sign because it's real easy to accidentally pick up that customer there. And you don't want to, so you're going to drive off, do a nice little drift, if you can get away. Don't mind that. When you're going slower, your turns are going to be sharper. So right now we're going to lose about 50 seconds or so, because we're going to the other side of the map. Because everybody over here that's remaining, they want to take us backwards, not forwards. So we're going to jump here. We're going to get on the freeway. And then we're going to pick up the furthest customer from us, or customer number 2. at the police station. I say customer number 2 because they're further from you when you approach. So it's not the yellow one, it's the red one here. And then we're going to Skybank. And Skybank, we're not picking up anybody because he takes us backwards. So be careful with him. And we're just going to go to the mall. It's easy to pick him up if you get too close, so just be careful. So we're picking her up here at the mall, and we're going to cut through the mall. So we're going to the lookout tower. And when we go to the lookout tower, we're not going to pick up the customer that's at the lookout tower. So we're going to park further into the red section, so we're away from him, because we don't want to accidentally pick him up because he takes you backwards. So we're going to drive off and hope so we don't get him, and we're going to pick up somebody right here. So this will be the completion of lap 3 going forward. So we're going to be right at the university where we started. And there's going to be the customer who takes us forward right across the street from the university. It's taken me a lot of time to map all these. The destinations of these customers, they don't change, so that was nice. Because I don't have to put, well, they could take you here and they could take you there. You know, I don't have to worry about that. That was nice. So here's the customer. And look at your time. You get a lot. So it's taken me a lot of time again to map all these out. You could download the map, go to Crazy Taxi Reddit page. I was rubbing my nose there, but I thought I had enough time to turn. But you can go to the Crazy Taxi Reddit page and you could download. I mapped out the first 43 customers as well, so you can follow the same pattern. After that, it kind of just gets sporadic. They're all over the place, and I haven't created a pattern for that yet, but you will have enough time to just pick and choose who you want to pick up. As long as you know how to boost and you know where the destination, the locations are, you won't have any trouble running out of time. You'll be able to make it. So you can pick them up in any order you like, or whatever's convenient, just as long as you remember. So we're not picking up anybody here. We're going to the mall and picking up the furthest one, the one on the left. And she's going to the hospital, and there's going to be somebody right at the hospital we're going to pick up. So as soon as we drop her off. That was kind of neat though. I was able to jump that side of that ramp from the mall. Of course I flubbed it up by hitting that vehicle. So I'm picking up this guy. The police station is easy to overshoot because the way this turn is and how inward, see? They should have made that section a little bit larger, but we're picking up this guy here at the station. Or woman. So we're going to the church, and that's where our next customer is. Okay, so here we go. Up here, where the RB station is, as soon as you can see the green roof, that's when you're going to drift, turn your timing. And that's how you can make it up here faster. That's just a good, easy way to remember when to initiate your drift. Okay, so we're going to pick her up, so be careful here because you can overshoot it very easy. Because like that spot is small where she's standing. That's what's the worst about hitting traffic. That's why I lowered the traffic, because it's just terrible. Sometimes when you drift, it like changes your hitbox. At least it feels like it, and then you can just kind of spin. So we're picking him up. He's the last Popcorn Mania customer. Then we're going to the cable stop, and we're going to pick up somebody right at the cable stop. Follow the arrow. Right? Is that what he was going to say? Hey, you're going the wrong way. Follow the arrow. And remember here, this first street is Fresh Tree Street, so we're not turning there. We're going to turn up here on the hill. Because this is exactly where you need to be. I mean, you can go to Fresh Tree Street if you want. It's just an extra turn, and you're going to end up going uphill, and you're going to be flying full speed. So park right here on the left and pick up her. And it's just going to be, you know, inconvenient. So where did she say she was going? Tennis court, I think. So there's a guy right at the tennis court that we're picking up. So just be careful when you get there, because you can easily overshoot that. Take a look at your time. You got no worries. Just try to stay in the center here. So we're going to Crown Arena, and we're picking up OP customer number 2, who's going to take us to the heliport. So we did one lap in reverse. We're working on lap number 2 right now. And then after lap 3 is done, and the video will be over. I'm not going to save my time. So right here, we already picked up one guy, so it's just the last one left. He's going to the heliport. And however you manage to get there, you can drive how you want to get there. You can cut through. Always follow the outside road. That's just how I do it on regular crazy taxi. Even though going through the center, I've seen a lot of people do it. It might be shorter, or should I say faster, but you're gonna have plenty of time here on this one. Yeah, I tried to drift out of that one, but so green rooftop, So as soon as you see that sliver of green. Okay, so from here we're going to Muncher Pizza. There's only one guy left. So we're grabbing him. And then we're going to pick up the first customer at Muncher Pizza, who's not going very far. See, when you drive fast, you have to adjust your drift, and it's hard to really gauge so you can turn when you're boosting like that. So has anybody been counting how many customers this is? So first customer right here on the left. So it's 43 customers, I'm pretty sure. As long as I don't accidentally pick up somebody I don't want to. Like this right here. Be careful, don't pick up these two guys. Cross the street and go right here. I've accidentally picked them up before. I mean, first turn. Whew, I almost missed it. I've accidentally picked them up before. I mean, it's okay because you can get back on track. But you just don't want to have to turn around and go back and forth. Unless you really have to, you know. So that's the whole purpose of that. So just be careful here. Because you could really jump and run into the wall. And so we're cutting across to Sale Street now, which is just straight ahead. Pick up the customer on your left. Then we're going to the fire station. So we have done 2 laps now in reverse. We are on lap number 3 in reverse. That honestly, that was pretty amazing. It's difficult to go through those sections that fast without hitting another vehicle. So right here, there's probably going to be, nope, I guess it timed off differently. Normally there's a red van coming at me. I guess it's based on your timer. So just jump ahead. We're going to the lookout tower, so just don't overshoot it because he's right here. And then we're going to the bus terminal. And we're going to pick her up. So now we're going to Borders Paradise. You want to be careful when you go to Borders Paradise. There's different paths to take to get there. You want to take the left path. It's a little bit easier to remember which customer you're going to get. Because you know you're doing a lot of these turns and going around, right? So up here you could either go right or left. I'll go left. And then I make a right. And then I pick up the customer next to me, right here. Because if you go right and then left, you got to pass up that other customer. And remember not to get him. And you can hit that clock. That's a solid object. So be careful with that. So we just passed the police station. We're on the bridge, freeway. Going to the baseball stadium. We're going to pick up the customer there. He's the only one here. So we should be going to the heliport. Green rooftop, then drift. So now there's nobody here. We're gonna go behind Joe's Diner. On this left road up here. You know how it splits off into two? We're gonna go left. You gotta go a little bit slower through here because the turns. That's okay. This customer, yeah, she's real picky too. You gotta like be right there. And she's going just nearby. And we're only picking her up because her drop off is in our path. And we're picking up the guy further away. So it's just that we can pick her up instead of passing her. It's not like you really have to, but at some point you're going to have to get her anyway. So since she's already in your path, you might as well just knock her out. So we pick up this guy from Fila and we're going to the Yacht Harbor. And we're going to pick up the first customer we approach at the Yacht Harbor, which is right here past these trees. It's this one. That looked like an edit. The way it stopped, it probably looks like I paused the video and made an edit or something, but I didn't. I'm playing on an original hardware GameBoy player for the GameCube, using component into my RetroTINK. So just so you know, I did practice using an emulator because I can do save states. I could save when I drop off a customer, just in case I couldn't remember who I needed to pick up next. So I mean, I have it memorized now for the first 43 of these customers. This is customer number 43 right now, actually. So we did lap 3 in reverse, and this is where it just gets like random going back and forth after this. So you could pick up the person across the street. She goes to the university. Then there's a guy that's just past those red van coming up. He's on that first street. He takes you backwards. And then the second street down past that. So there's one street, and there's 2 streets. You skip that one, and then go to the third one, which is the street right before the fire station. And there's a customer. He takes you backwards also. So all these customers are going backwards. You're going to have plenty of time in the game to pick them all up. I just haven't mapped them out because I can't find an efficient and effective pattern that doesn't make you constantly turn around all the time. And that's why I come up with the pattern that I did, so you can go forwards for 3 laps and then backwards for 3 laps, and when you drop them off, you got 43 customers in total, if I counted right. So we'll see right now, here in a minute, and eventually I'll edit out. You won't have to watch the whole timer. But there's still some customers on the other side of the map. There's one at the RV station that's kind of random and out of the way. That one's kind of solo in the middle of nowhere, in between both sides of the map. That's the RV station guy. Well, he comes backwards to Joe's Diner, I believe. He gives you a lot of time, you know, but he's usually my last customer because the second to the last customer that I take, he's on the other side of the map and he takes me to the RV station. And both those customers give me a lot of time. So when I'm done getting all the customers, I still have over 400 seconds of time. So you're not going to have any trouble. As long as you remember all the customers that you have to pick up, because right now, if I counted correctly, out of 68, I've picked up 43. So that means there's 25 left. I know where the 25 customers are. Now, if you can't remember, then you may have trouble and you may run out of time. But as long as you practice and just remember, hey, let me clear out this section, and then I'll waste 50, 60 seconds driving on the other side of the map. But the problem is some of those customers on the other side of the map take you backwards. So you have to keep that in mind. So you just kind of want to, when you're at the cable car stop, the B or bottom at this part of the game, this version, then just pick up everybody on that street. They're going to take you back and forth. You know, you're not going to go very far with most of them. You're going to end up going from like the university all the way down to maybe Joe's Diner. I think that might be the farthest that all those customers on the bottom take you. You know, so again, you know, just practice and don't worry about it. It's taken me a lot of time to map out all these customers that I've done, you know, photoshopping the PlayStation 2 map and color coding it and showing you where all the customers are, what direction they take you, how much time they give you whenever you put it on the easiest difficulty settings. You know, so, and then trying to figure out a pattern that's very efficient and effective, you know, as I like to say, for more than half those customers, you know, so you get 43 of them. Like, again, if I counted correctly, I'm pretty sure I got it right. But I don't know, sometimes I might pick up another customer and not even think about it. So I don't know. The game doesn't give you a tally. You know, I wish somebody could modify the game, the GBA, and I could put it on a flash card and play it through official hardware still. You know, but it shows a customer counter that tells me how many I've picked up out of 68. That would be nice. You know, it could just have the number right next to the drive reverse gears, you know, right on top of it or beside it. It doesn't matter. It'll be out of the way. Or underneath the timer, not my timer, but my fare. So it says $30,665.75 underneath the 75. You know, put it there. That would be nice because 68 is a lot to remember. You know, especially when you don't have a pattern for the last ones. But I'm going to fast forward here and just skip and get down to the last second. So, alright, so we're back. And so I was thinking, you know, as I was waiting for the timer to count down, I'm like, you know, maybe if I did my tail whip drift technique for just the 2 OP customers, I wonder if that'd be enough to breach way past 100K. Because, I mean, with one customer, I can get 50K. So let's see. It should be 43. So it's 42 customers. Okay, so. Yeah, I'm not going to save that, though. But, yeah, it's 42 customers. I don't know why I kept thinking I'm not going to save it anyway, so. Yeah, I kept thinking it's 43 probably because I normally pick up one more customer and they take me backwards, but I do it because I want to, because when I pick up that customer, it gives me the max time that I ever see, the highest timer that I ever see in the game. And I've only gotten it to as high as 799 seconds. So now, if you think about it, 5 minutes is 300 seconds in the game, because 60 seconds is a minute. So 60, 120, 240, that's 4 minutes, and 5 minutes is 300 seconds. So 600 seconds, that's 10 minutes that I have left remaining on the game. And I already have 799 at that point. So now I'm looking at like 12 minutes. And so that's a lot of time. So anyway, yeah, I don't know why in my mind I kept thinking it's 43 customers, but it's probably because I kept picking up that last one so I could see how much I have on the timer, but I'm playing this on the Game Boy player for the original GameCube, the original cartridge. I'm using a Retrobit Super Nintendo style controller, and I have Kaico cables into the RetroTINK 5X, and I just purchased the Eon Mark II, I guess that's what they're called. I felt that's a better deal because with the remote control that you have to provide your own remote. But with the remote, you get other features and scan lines. You get HDMI and dual output with component. And when I was pricing the component versus that, so this is $160 on Amazon, and component cables are about $220-ish, So there's more versatility with that. So I figured I'd get that instead of component cables, because then I can still use HDMI if I want to, and I might be able to line double if I don't know all the features yet, but if I can, that'd be even nicer. I wouldn't have to use a RetroTINK. But I don't know how I can scale Game Boy interface. And so, yeah, I'm using a Swiss with Game Boy interface. So anyway, enough of me talking. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something. I need some challengers. This is why I mapped it all out. You can find the map on Reddit, Crazy Taxi. I will put a link in the description. You can download it for free. I mapped all customers, color-coded everything.